noise for all those coming up.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Way back there, hear me? Yeah. I kind of have a lot. Oh, there we go. There I am. All right, thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for coming out here and standing in the cold with us. We stand with Standing Rock. All right, so before we get to our speakers, I just want to take a minute and give some acknowledgments for a lot of people that helped put this event together. It's definitely done by a small village, and they're all on Facebook and a bunch of other places, but they're definitely on Facebook. So I just want to take a minute. Oh, hey. Woo! Sorry, we don't Lulu here in Seattle, do we?
Certainly
right now I want to thank the dozens of people that have worked with the Defund Apple Seattle Action Coalition.
Woo!
For those of you who don't know, we are a coalition of organizations working to divest and help others divest from Wells Fargo and other banks that invest in these pipelines. Our focus is you, Seattle, and to help you understand why you should remove your money from these banks. So with that, I also just want to take a moment and acknowledge the other movements that are going on across the nation. Can we put our hands together for the things we saw this weekend? In Minneapolis, US Bank Stadium, Protectors did an awesome banner drum in the middle of. Over the weekend, we had Water Protectors march in solidarity in the Rose Bowl parade. Times Square supports Water Protectors, and they have a sign right in the middle of Times Square with our Water Protectors on there. Florida's got statewide actions, and we also, right here in our local cities, Queen Anne, Issaquah, and Lake City have all done actions to divest from Wells Fargo. For anyone that's looking for information about what this is about, what is divesting, there's plenty of information. There's people around here handing out information and flyers about how to close your account, learning what exactly is divesting. You can go to defundapple.org online, hashtag defundapple, hashtag Fair Wells Fargo, hashtag bank exit on Facebook, and it will pull up everything you need to know about this. Within these sites, there are people that can help you close your account, lodge complaints against these banks, but also there's a how to move your money guide. So please, utilize these tools. But before we get started again, I would just like to put our hands together for those that are part of the Seattle Action Coalition that helped put this event together. So with that said, we will go ahead and move on to our speakers. So, as with all of our speakers, I am honored to introduce each one of them. I am very honored to introduce our next speaker. He is a man of many talents. He's a father, he's a lawyer, an author, an activist, and a wearer of many other hats. He is of the Blackfeet Nation in Suquamish Territory. Many of you know him already, but for those of you that don't, please welcome Giassi Ross.
Where's Chad? Chad. Minnie Wachoni! That's his favorite thing to hear in the world. He's going to speak shortly. But I'm going to, just real quick, beginner's class. We stand in solidarity with Standing Rock, right? We stand with First Nations, with Native people all over the world who are protecting their Aboriginal resources, right? So I'm going to give you just a quick little when we do the chant, right? Mini Wachoni. It's Mini Wachoni. Wachoni. I heard it a few times, no disrespect to anybody. There's nothing wrong with getting it wrong, but let's fix it, okay? Mini Wachoni!
Mini Wachoni!
Mini Wachoni!
Mini Wachoni!
Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause to Rachel for organizing.
Woo! Woo!
Understand, it's very important. It's very symbolic and powerful that it was a woman who organized this. Because this was a woman-led movement. This has been a woman. If water is life, women are life, right? They are the life givers. And this entire movement, we have to acknowledge was started by women. By Matt's auntie, LaDonna Brave Bull Allard. Please send some energy to her way. To Washtiwi Young. Give some round of applause, please. To Phyllis Young. And we might have a special guest. She's fighting traffic right now, but one of our elders, one of our very, very powerful women by the name of Faith Spotted Eagle is on her way down. So please send some energy. Now, I just want to speak for a minute because we have a very tight schedule. But I want to just briefly tell you why divestment is so important. See, it makes sense. This is something that somebody whose birthday is coming up very shortly, Dr. Martin Luther King, realized. If these folks are not our friends, we shouldn't be giving them money. We should not give them one damn red cent if they're not going to be our friends, if they're not going to invest in projects that benefit our communities. So in that way, hold on please. So in that way, we realize it's so much bigger than Standing Rock. It's about predatory lending of poor, low-income people. It's about subprime mortgages. It's about predatory actions upon all of us that are here, irrespective of our skin color. That's why we should defund the DAPL. Let's say it. Defund the DAPL.
Defund the DAPL!
Defund the DAPL.
Defund the DAPL! Defund the DAPL! Defund the DAPL! Defund the DAPL!
And it's so important that we hold our institutions accountable. As Matt mentioned, there is a vote coming up very soon. Councilwoman Sawa has been pushing forward for the city of Seattle to defund the DAPL. Yeah, give her a round of applause, please. And we need to push forward on every single other council person to do this, to understand that we cannot bank with those folks who are not our friends. We have to hold those folks accountable who are getting our money. What is it, $3 billion? $3 billion. That's a lot of money. So all I want to say, in short, they don't care about this talking. They don't care about the signs. It's important. We have to be out here for our energy, for our spiritual well-being. But they don't care about that. What they care about is when we take our money away. When we say City of Seattle is going to take $3 billion away, when the Puyallup tribe, and I hope Puyallup tribe, they're very progressive. They've been allies of this movement. We need to hold our native communities accountable and say, we want you to likewise defund the DAPL. It's so important that all of us on an intrapersonal level, individually, take our money out. Bank local. Bank with a minority bank if you can, but if not, bank with some other local credit union. That's how we're going to win this fight. We won the Battle of Standing Rock 2016. We won the Battle of Standing Rock 2016, but there will be a Battle of Standing Rock 2017. There will be a Battle of Standing Rock 2018. And we need to make sure that we're properly employed and properly armed to win those further battles. Thank you folks very much. Winnie Wachoni.
Before I call up our next speaker, if we have any drummers that could come up here, up this way, where Matt's at, we would greatly appreciate that. How are you guys doing out here? Are you warm? We're not as cold as they are in North Dakota. All right, before I introduce our next person, I would just want to say, Matt here approached the Seattle City Council some time ago about the idea of divesting. And when he came to talk to her, she began working right away toward ending the city's relationship with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is contracted to handle $3 billion of the city's business, including the city's payroll. Our next speaker, she is a member of the Seattle City Council. She is also responsible for introducing the socially responsible banking ordinance to the other members of the Seattle City Council. Please welcome Ms. Shama Sawat.
Thank you so much, sisters and brothers, my fellow activists. It is so important for us to have done this action that we have done. Our gratitude to all the activists who organized today's event, everybody who divested from Wells Fargo today, but especially those of us who have been in the past and who are now currently in North Dakota at Standing Rock, still facing down snowstorms, blizzards, and intimidation. Let's hear it for our courageous sisters and brothers. And as the brother who spoke before me said, Wells Fargo has had a long, torrid history of bad practices. They were the bank, as you know, that the Department of Justice indicted in 2012 for predatory lending targeted at Latino and Black households. And they were recently caught having created 2 million fake accounts. And when they were caught, their response was to fire 5,300 ordinary workers in that company. Not a single executive was sent to prison. And now, as we know, they are one of the major financial investors of this evil pipeline. So, on top of all that, we also know that Wells Fargo was one of those big banks, hedge fund organizations, part of the financial oligarchy that brought the global economy to the precipice of disaster. And who has paid for that? It's ordinary people again, with unemployment, foreclosures, and all of this devastation on us while they go home with more trillions of dollars in wealth and profit. And that's why it is so important from the standpoint of economic justice, from the standpoint of our fight against climate change, for our fight for indigenous rights and black and brown rights, that we are here standing together and demanding that our city divest from Wells Fargo. But I want to share with you all, my fellow activists, that such a legislation is not going to pass easily just because it is the right thing to do. Please recall everything that we have fought for together on the City Council. from the fight for 15, which was victorious, and all the progress that we have made in this past year for renters' rights. None of this would have been possible unless just regular people, activists like us, crowded City Hall and demanded that the politicians do the right thing. That is exactly what we will need to do in order to pass this. Now we heard that Councilmember Burgess, whose committee this goes to, is not going to have a meeting in January. So we will keep everyone informed. Please follow our social media, Council social media, Councilmember Sawan social media. I think the meeting will be happening in February. At that time, we need each and every one of us here to be in City Council chambers demanding that they vote yes on this. But as we know, our fight is far bigger than Wells Fargo. Our fight is against a very system, the system of capitalism that has wrought so much havoc and destruction and misery on all of us and has driven our very planet to the point of extinction. So we have to fight this. We know that Energy Transfer Partners, in all their arrogance, said that they don't care about the Army Corps of Engineers ruling and they're simply going to wait for Trump to be inaugurated. So, what is our response going to be? We
no more
are going to mobilize the largest ever protest in US history on Inauguration Day. January 20th, when Trump is taking his oath of office, let's make sure that this entire world reverberates with our voice. We refuse to accept a society based on exploitation, racism, and sexism and misogyny. And I think that the fundamental point we should remember right now is that we have to build solidarity across movements, environmentalists, fighters against racism, young people who are fighting against student debt. We need to bring the women's rights movement. We need to organize for unity across the 99%, but unity against the Wall Street agenda. And so to help us organize this, the biggest ever protest in history on January 20th, I appeal to you all to help us, help our Resist Trump coalition in Seattle by attending this meeting. I hope everybody's getting a flyer, one of these flyers. This is a town hall action event that our Resist Trump coalition is organizing. It will be on the 14th at City Hall. So please make sure you get one or more of these flyers. Urge all your sisters and brothers to join us. Let's make sure that the protests on the 20th are massive, they're well organized, and they have a strong political message against Trump's agenda, against the right wing, and against neoliberalism.
Thank you, Shamba. So, guys, how does it feel to be part of the largest divestment movement in U.S. history? There are currently 17 banks that are directly financing the Dakota Access Pipeline and providing credit lines to parent companies. But as of November 25th, we have divested over $43 million. All right, so I want to move on to our next speaker since we're on a time frame here. All right, so our next speaker, he is here visiting with us for a short time before he returns back to Standing Rock this coming weekend. He has spent his last 5 months at camp and has participated in nearly every major action at Standing Rock. This meaning he has been maced, sprayed with water cannons, shot with rubber bullets. Chad comes to us all the way from Howsett First Nations. When he isn't helping around camp or dealing with the DAPL police, he's a comedian, a poet, and a motivational speaker. And he just recently divested from Chase Bank, a bank that supports Dakota Access Pipeline. Please put your hands together for Chad Charlie.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Chad Charlie. If you guys hear any sarcasm or any humor in me talking, that's just me. I'm not going to apologize. So anyways, that was actually very nice. Thank you, Rachel. I recently did pull out of Chase Bank the other day. A whole 37 cents.
Oh.
Hashtag pull out game strong. Told you I was gonna say it. I told you. Anyway, so yeah, I've been in Santa Rock for the last 5 months of my life. I committed to being out there, to doing what I can to help out camp to stop the Dakota Access Pipeline in any form that I can. I have been maced, tear gassed, and shot with rubber bullets and stuff like that. It's kind of it's not fun, you know. And I think what I'm going to talk to you about today is my story, being out there. You know, this is the strongest thing that it's like this whole investment in Dakota Access Pipeline is not just the pipeline, it's what this pipeline is doing to us now. It's what it's doing to us now and what it's going to do to us in the future. So everything that's going on right now, these people are funding it. And it's sad because Seattle's funding these people as well. So the most important part is seeing this investment and where it is going. Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, Citibank, TD Bank, all of these banks that are invested in the Dakota Access Pipeline, in Energy Transfer Partners, these people are invested in oppression. These people are invested in the attacks that are brought upon indigenous people and allies that are out there at Standing Rock right now. So it's very beautiful music playing there. I like that ringtone. I lost what I was saying. I'm just kidding. I don't want to make you feel bad, Matt. So all of this, what they're funding is attacking the U.S. citizen in 2016 and 17. That's what Wells Fargo is invested in. They are invested in a company that purchases law enforcement to attack us when our hands are up, when we're praying. Is that where we want our money? No, that's definitely not. If I were an investor, if I had more than 37 cents invested in this, I would definitely not want it in attacking my people. And that's the main reason why I went out there, is because I do not want my people to be going through this again. We're part of a generation where we're done being pushed around. Our elders and our ancestors, they've been pushed around for so long that we're not going to put up with it anymore. So when it comes to stopping this pipeline, we're going to do this. We're going to stop it. If it comes to being physical, if we have to stop it physically, if we have to put our bodies on that pipeline, it's going to happen. If we have to talk to these banks and tell them to pull out $300 million, we're going to do it. If we have to talk to these cities to pull out $3 billion, we're going to do it. So regardless of everything that's happened in the past, what we're focusing on right now is the future. What we have right now and what we have in 2 weeks. When Donald Trump comes into that office, it's only going to get worse. He's going to allow this pipeline to go through. And that means that we're just going to be there to stop it physically again. Does that mean that Wells Fargo they're going to invest more money into us being attacked again? We don't want this to happen. We don't want to be attacked. We do not want to stay out there in North Dakota in the middle of the winter sleeping in a tent. sleeping in dirt and snow. We don't want this, but this is what needs to happen. Because we are doing this for our children. We're doing this for our children's children. If you want to protect the United States citizen, if you want to protect the indigenous people, the original people of this country, then don't let us put our lives on the line. Because we're gonna do it. Mini Wachoni.
Mini Wachoni.
Mini Wachoni.
Mini Wachoni.
You guys did it. You guys did it. All right, you guys have a good day. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you, Chad Charlie. All right, if you guys know anything about Native people, we love music. We love our songs. So since I didn't get to properly introduce him when he came into the opening, I'm honored to introduce Matt Rimley. He is actually going to come up here and with a group and lead songs. But Matt is Lakota, and he's from Standing Rock Sioux. He is a writer and editor for Last Real Indians, and I personally have had the honor of working with him on several rallies and events surrounding our environmental causes. And I've spoken alongside of him in front of our Seattle City Council to discuss socially responsible banking ordinance. So please put your hands together for Matt Rimley. And
standing here with Mr. October. He just came back from Standing Rock. This ain't cold for him. He just got on his little hoodie. All right, I'm actually not talking. We're going to share up a song. This song comes from our parents' generation. Brother Myron Dewey in the house. Give it up for Myron Dewey. Drone operator. For Robert Free and the others in the crowd from the American Indian Movement, veterans of right here, Mato Sapa, veterans of the Wounded Knee Occupation, who offered a song up, and thanks for you.